There are 5 mistakes that amateurs make in business-to-business meetings that I want you to avoid. So I'm going to share them with you today on this episode of the Dave Lorenzo Daily. Hi, I'm Dave Lorenzo, and today we're talking about the 5 mistakes that amateurs make in business-to-business meetings. I want you to avoid them, so I'm going to share them with you right here. All right, mistake number 1, no research. You walk into the meeting and you say, all right, how's it going? What are we here to do today? You look clueless because you are clueless. Every meeting you attend has an agenda. You need to look at the agenda and determine what you need to know to ask really good questions in that meeting. Who's going to be there? What are the topics that are going to be discussed? What background information do you need? Before you go to the meeting, you should have all of those things down. Then you should know specifically what people are looking for, what the outcome is going to be for the meeting for them. What outcome are they looking to achieve as a result of this meeting? Make sure you're able to give it to them. If it's a sales meeting, I want you to go in there and be prepared to answer every question they have. Also, help them understand who you are and what you do, but don't say a word about that before you ask them some questions about them and their goals. You should know what their goals are before you walk in. You're just asking questions to verify those. That's the key to being prepared for the meeting, knowing what's going on before you walk in the room. B2B sales meeting mistake number 2, not knowing the language. You walk into a room with 5 people and you're there to sell them something. You enter the room and they start speaking industry jargon. You don't know some of the industry jargon, so you're clueless. And you feel clueless raising your hand and going, I'm sorry, can you tell me again what that was? You need to know what the industry language is so that you can understand it. You don't have to speak it yourself. I don't want you throwing around industry terms like you're a know-it-all. I want you just to be able to understand what's going on. So make sure you understand the language before you walk in the room. How do you learn the language? Talk to people who work in that industry. Ask them what the hot areas are. Ask them what people are talking about. Ask them what industry trade publications they read. Read those industry trade publications. Visit the industry websites. Educate yourself on how people speak, what they're talking about, what specific things are important to people who work in that industry. B2B sales meeting mistake number 3, talking too much, not asking enough questions, and not listening. In business-to-business sales, the most important thing is to understand how you can help them achieve a goal, how you can help them achieve the outcome they desire. Sometimes they want to solve a problem. Sometimes they just want to achieve a goal. Your job is to get to the bottom line, to figure out what the most important outcome is, and to help them get there with your product or service. The only way to do that is by asking questions and then shutting up and listening. If you talk too much, you blow it. Every time you talk, you blow it. I want you asking questions and then shutting up and listening. If you do that, you will be successful in B2B sales. Ask questions, shut up, and listen. It's that simple. B2B sales meeting mistake number 4, too much BS. Don't be slick. Be yourself. Go in, ask direct questions, and when they ask you questions, give direct answers. Don't try and BS people. Don't do that. If you don't know an answer, say you don't know and get back to them by the end of the day. Be sure and be direct with people. Be sure and be straight with them. They're going to ask you what the return on investment from your product is. Make sure you know it. They're going to ask you what industry competitors you've worked with. Make sure you know that. They're going to ask you for references. Be prepared to hand them a reference sheet in that meeting. They're going to want to know what the implementation schedule looks like. Be prepared to address it. All of these things are easily answered with very straightforward statements. You need to be able to deliver on that without looking like you're full of crap. It's really, really simple. They have to like you and trust you before they will do business with you. If you give them straight answers, they'll like you and trust you. B2B mistake number 5 is no follow-up plan. When the meeting ends, you should say, now tell me how you'd like to proceed. The follow-up plan is critical. As soon as the meeting is over, you need to have your follow-up plan in mind, and they need to be able to execute on it as well as you need to be able to execute on it. So before you leave that room, You look at everyone and you say, and you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. Do I have that right? Then you know you'll be successful and the company will be successful. These are the 5 B2B meeting mistakes. I want you to avoid making them in your next sales situation. So go back and study them again. Make sure you're prepared for your next meeting. In the meantime, watch this video here. This video will help you generate leads in a B2B setting in a way that feels natural to you, in a way that is welcoming, like relationship-based sales should be. Until tomorrow, I'm Dave Lorenzo. I'll see you right back here at 5 p.m. Now go watch this video.